Okay, time to solve what I call the Northern Hemisphere. I mentioned, this thing solves in two halves, and then you gotta slide them around to meet up, but they don't, kind of mate together until both of the halves are solved. So I call these things hemispheres, and those first six pieces I talked about go into that Northern Hemisphere. Let's find our piece number one. So there we have it. No, there we don't have it, sorry. There's piece number one. There's piece number one. So we're going to take piece number one, and most of what we do, we're going to have piece number one oriented so the fat side of that pentagon is on our right. We're going to do a lot of our sequences of moves with that fat side of piece number one on the right here. Next thing we want to do is find piece two. Piece two, remember, was that larger of the two pieces with two triangles, or three triangles rather, and there it is. There's piece two. We got to bring that into alignment with piece one. Here's piece one and piece two lined up together. Now you got to see if they're flat, see if they mate up together. In this case, they do, so I don't have to rotate it. It won't always rotate. I got a real quick three-move sequence for when we need to rotate something. This one kind of slid right in. If you've got the T. Fisher writing here, it's up. It's up and to the right when you slide this over. But, all right, so that one, we won't create any unnecessary work here. We'll leave it there because this thing is lined up. Let's rotate the entire puzzle around clockwise so that now here's piece one and piece two is pointing down. Let's find piece three. And I didn't set it up this way, but piece three, just as luck would have it, is sitting right there on the right. But it's not oriented the right way. We're going to have to turn this. So here's our first sequence of moves to rotate these pieces. Rotate them until we get them right. So I want to do an R to rotate it out of position, and then I want to do a T, and then an R prime to bring it back. See if it matches up. It matches up. This thing is flat. It's in the right place. It's in the right rotation. So I might need to do that R, T, R prime twice if I need to rotate it around twice. Or I might get the first try. Or like we saw in piece one, it might be there all along. So anyway, we're good. We got now pieces 1, 2, and 3 all lined up. And I'll rotate around again. I got piece 4 over here. A lot of times when I'm doing this, I don't have a specific set of moves to get piece 4 lined up over here. A lot of times I'll just move stuff around, and I'll keep like a thumb and finger on these 3 pieces to make sure I don't move them out of place. And it should be easy wherever piece 4 is to get it over there without moving these, but I'm just going to keep a thumb and forefinger on these 3 pieces to make sure I don't move them out of place while I get piece 4 over here. Here's piece 4 right here, so I'll just rotate it up. Now, I mentioned when I first introduced piece 4 that it could be a little bit tricky. Regardless of which way it's oriented, it's going to look pretty good and it's going to feel pretty good. So you've got to get accustomed to feeling pretty good isn't good enough. It's got to be right, and if it's not right, I got to fix it. This one, yeah, I feel it feels pretty good, but I'm just going to rotate it and make sure that's flat because I'm not sure that's it. So I'm going to give it the R, T, and R prime treatment. Bring it back. Still feels pretty good, but not really good. So I'm going to give that one more try with R and T and R prime. And this time it feels really good. If you've got my version of this puzzle, one of the sides of this triangle is perceptibly thinner than the others. This line here is thinner than these other 2 on this triangle. So that's a visual cue I can take to know when I've got piece 4 lined up, is that the thinner side, if I'm looking at it like this, if I'm looking at piece 4 attached to piece 1 and piece 4 is pointing up, that thinner side of the triangle should be on the right side going up. That's how I know I have it oriented right. But this one, I can't tell you how many times I've had this thing not lined up right when I thought I did. It lays pretty flat. It matches up pretty well regardless of which way you have it. So especially while you're just getting going, I would recommend doing this all three ways and kind of running your hand across it all three ways to make sure you've got the best seating for this. Because like it is a lot in these twisty puzzles, right? Like it is a lot, if you don't have the rotation right, it may not matter here. Cosmetically, it might look fine right here. But what's going to happen is there's always a quid pro quo. There's always a something else. There's always not just one piece that is in the wrong place or in the wrong rotation. Something else has to be out of place for that to happen. So even though this might look fine, if you keep going with this solution, something else is not going to be fine, and you're going to wind up, having to fix that later, which is going to be a lot harder than fixing it right now. All right, so based on that, we've now got piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, and piece 4 all lined up. So our next thing we got to do is we got to get piece 5 right here. We got to get piece 6 right here. And we've got a couple of, again, short move sequences here. There are 3 moves that get those pieces to those locations. I've got to rotate those pieces around so that I'll put piece 5 right here, and I got a 3 move sequence that's going to get it up to here. So first, let's find piece 5. Piece 5 is not here or here. If it is in one of those 2 places, I'm going to have to kick it out before I move it up to where it belongs. As it is then, it must be down here in one of these bottom 3 pieces. Rotate around until we see it. There it is, the 2 big trapezoids, got the Meffer's printing on it. So I'm ready to move that from this location up to here where it belongs. Okay, so it's another real simple sequence. I'm going to go R, B prime, R prime. And I see now that it is in the right place. It does not necessarily have to be in the right rotation. It can only be in 2 different rotations, so half the time it'll be in the right rotation up here. Half the time it won't. If it's not in the right rotation, all you got to do is do that same 3 move sequence 3 times. Kick it out and put it back up again. On the second time you put it up, it's going to be in the right rotation. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is get piece 6 up to here. And again, it's going to come from the opposite corner. Piece 6, I want to put it above and to your left, so I want to grab it from below and to the right. I don't see it up here where it belongs, so it's got to be down here below, and I'll just rotate around until I see it. That's the piece that sort of looks like piece 6, but isn't. There's piece 6. So I've got a similar symmetrical version of the sequence we just did. I'll go L, B, L prime. And there piece 6 is. It's where we want it. You're like, wait, it doesn't look like it's where we want it. Well, it's where we want it, but the rotation is wrong. I got to spin this thing around. And so this is what I was saying before. If I want to spin this thing around, all I got to do is use that same sequence to kick it out and then rotate it around and bring it up again. And on the second time, it'll be lined up right. So I'll just go L, B, L prime to kick it out. And now I'll slide it back around again. There it is. I'll do L, B, L prime. And now it's where I want it, and it's in the right rotation. So, probably goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. When I have pieces 1, 2, 3, and 4 lined up, and my next job was to put up 5 and 6, and I got those pieces from down here below piece 1. It could have been, though, by the time I got here, that when I was looking for 5, that it was already over here. Or that when I was looking for 6, I might have found it over here. And the idea with that is if I went to put piece 5 up here, and it wasn't down here at all, and it wasn't here, then it had to be here. But that R, B prime, R prime move is specifically not to disturb what's over here. So if I do find when I start this that I'm looking for P5, but it's already over here, do that LB L prime, and that'll kick it out of there. And then it'll be on the bottom, so I can move it up to here where it belongs. Okay, so there we go. There's pieces 1 through 6, all lined up the way we want them. All right, so there's 14 pieces here, so there are 7 in our northern hemisphere. So we got 1 that we have to look at. Good news is it's always in the right place. So we'll take this and we'll rotate all the way around to the back, and we will find this kind of funky looking piece. It is always here. It's always here. You don't have to worry about it being in the right place. You do have to worry about the rotation. Do you need to rotate this piece clockwise or counterclockwise? I need to rotate it counterclockwise. This piece has to rotate back this way to complete the pentagon over here on my left. It may be that the pentagon was down here and you have to rotate it clockwise. I got 2 formulas. I got 2 sequences. They're pretty simple. So I'll put them both up here on the screen. I need the one to go counterclockwise, and that's the one I'll do. So I'll put them both up here on the screen. But first I got to rotate back to position 1, front and center, with the fat end on the side. So again, back here, I need a counterclockwise rotation. So I'll come back to piece 1 and start this sequence for a counterclockwise rotation. L prime, B prime, L prime, B prime, L, B, L. And now I do that, rotate back around, and I see that my piece has moved into position and my northern hemisphere is all complete, everything aligned. So again, that other sequence of moves, which I didn't use, which I would have used if I needed to go clockwise. You see it up there on the screen, but I won't do it here. But if I needed to go clockwise, it would have been R prime B, R prime B, R, B prime, R, if that piece had needed to move clockwise. But it didn't. You should only need to do one of those things, and so I did it. I got them lined up, and so that is the end of this video. And so in the next one, we will start cracking the southern hemisphere, which it gets a little bit harder. The patterns get a little bit longer. So it's going to probably be 2 more videos to finish this thing up, but that's the end of this one. You need any help, anything cleared up, disentangled on this, feel free to leave a comment, and always feel free to like and subscribe if this is helping you. See you on the next part of the journey.